It's enormous. We'd read it was pretty big, but we had no idea that something this big could be moved so far by a wave.
We arrived very late into Banda Aceh, but soon got out on foot to explore this unique part of Indonesia. The town was ravaged by the 2004 tsunami, but is now definitely back on its feet. We visited the museum, 2 boats washed inland and preserved where they ended up, markets, the beautiful Grand Mosque, and the beaches. What a great spot!
We're leaving Medan and we're heading to Banda Aceh on the Sempadi Star.
We are off to Banda Aceh. We have a 12 to 15 hour bus ride and we're running about 2 hours late. We haven't left the depot yet, so it could be a long day. But hopefully we'll get to see some great countryside and we're really looking forward to exploring Banda Aceh.
So our bus has stopped at its lunch stop. It's a kind of smorgasbord. Interesting because you grab what you want and then you get the bill afterwards, so you kind of have to know how much things cost. But there's loads of different curries. We think we had some goat, some really nice pickled cucumber, little plates of rice, heaps of dried fish and things. So a bit of an adventure. We're not quite sure how far through our journey we are, but it is taking quite a while. Turns out we caught a day bus and a night bus. 7 hours late.
It was meant to arrive at 8 PM and we've just pulled in and it is 3 AM. So we're pretty tired. We made it to our homestay. They have Grab here, which made it very easy to get here, but it's really early.
It's
3
so late, it's early.
Until tomorrow, we're going to bed. We think we've recovered from our bus ride.
Oh, it was tiring, but we are now up and about in famous Banda Aceh.
Got a few things on our list today, but today's all about wandering the town on foot. We might try and visit the market and a museum and just generally check it out and see what we can find.
We think we found one of the smaller markets, Paya Ayam. Paya is the name of market. Ayam is chicken, so we're not sure if it's a chicken market or not. We're going to find out. Hello? Hello? How's that ayam? Ayam, chicken, yeah. Hasa ayam, chicken market.
Less than an hour into our travels and we've found our second market. This one is Aceh Market. Hello. There is an awful lot of clothes shops here. Lots and lots of clothes.
It's an Aceh style knife, dagger, ceremonial dagger of some sort. Thank you so much.
My first impressions of Banda Aceh is that it's a really sort of calm and relaxing city with really friendly people. It doesn't quite have the slight chaos of Medan. So far, I really like it.
So we found Aceh's monument thanks to the world. So it's pretty much this park. It's got a huge big walking track and all the way around it, small plaques thanking all of the nations that were involved in providing support after the 2004 tsunami.
Next stop is the Aceh Tsunami Museum.
We have a new most intensive selfie session ever.
This California weather, it's like 90 degrees. It's making me hot, and it has the same effect on.
This is the Aceh Museum. We're expecting more of a historical experience here, the founding of Aceh, things like that. Building number 2, van. Building number 2, okay. Building number 2. We are in Rumah Aceh, which is one of the buildings in the Museum of Aceh. So this traditional Achean house was built in 1914 for a colonial exhibition in Semarang. A couple of years later it was then moved here to Banda Aceh. It's full of traditional kitchenware and housing, house products and things like that. It's laid out in quite an unusual fashion. There's a little bit of information, a really neat visit.
It's selfie time again. We found another building that's also included in the 5,000 entry price, and this one has English translations everywhere, which is awesome because my Indonesian is very rusty from high school.
Yes. Yes,
It looks like we are the main exhibit at this museum.
There is no information on this whatsoever.
We've had a big day exploring Banda Aceh on foot, and I gotta say, I really like this town.
It's got a great feel to it. Everyone's so friendly.
It's time for us though to head home, rest our feet before we head out and find some delicious food. We've heard there's a little area here where there's tons of food stalls, so we're gonna go and check it out.
Found a spot that does mee goreng.
Yes.
Really simple, really tasty.
Yes. Speak Indonesian.
It's delicious. This is our new friend, say hi. Our noodles were delicious, but we couldn't help ourselves. We went past this little stand that had delicious looking satays, so we're going to grab some satay as well. Alistair assures me he'll eat the vast majority.
An awesome 2-course meal in Banda Aceh.
Now I've had a little satay in my life and it's one of my favourite things, but satay in Sumatra is next level. It is unreal.
10,000 rupiahs worth of mee goreng noodles, 10,000 rupiahs worth of satay and rice cake and heaps of satay sauce.
And everyone is super friendly. We now need to roll ourselves home and get ready for tomorrow. Today the sun is out and we're off on foot.
We have 2 land-locked boats to visit, remnants of the 2004 tsunami.
They are quite a way out of town though, so we're going to use it as a good excuse to explore some more of this awesome city. Once again, the friendliness of the Indonesian people knows no bounds.
Oh, yes, so cool.
We saw this cool Aceh style house that looked very similar to the one we saw at the museum yesterday, and they invited Aline to have a quick look at the outside. Hello. Hello. We made it to the boat on the roof. This is the boat on the house. This boat was berthed about 1 kilometre away in the river before the tsunami, getting ready to set sail. On the morning of the tsunami, it was carried all the way to this house and now sits on the 2nd story of this house. It just shows you the incredible force of what happened on that day. We are off to our second stop, which is another boat. It's about 5 kilometres away though, so it could take us a little while to get there. Thank you. It is that time of day again.
Oh yeah, the mosques are ticking off everywhere. Woo!
Doesn't matter where you are, you can still hear it. Bit of a hike to get here, but we think we can see it. And selfie time continues.
This is PLTD-1 Apung, a 2,600 ton power generation barge that was swept 5 kilometers inland by the tsunami.
Check out the size of this thing. Just for scale, that's L right there. Wave, babe. It's enormous. We'd read it was pretty big, but we had no idea that something this big could be moved so far by a wave.
Oh, this is very popular and I can see why. It is a huge barge. There's a really good set of information inside, although it gets really hot, as you can imagine, and unfortunately none of it's in English, but there are some great pictures. You can climb all the way onto the top where I am now and you get an awesome view of Banda Aceh, the hills in the background. You can just see the sea, get a feel for how many mosques there are around. You just get an idea of the scale of the tsunami. I think it's so impressive. This is an absolute must do in Banda Aceh. Very cool. Well, my first effort at entering the Grand Mosque here in Banda Aceh has been thwarted. I'm not sure if it's just because there's a language issue or whether it's the wrong time of day, Ramadan, etc. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's the language thing. Luckily, the mosque is enormous and it's got loads of different entrances, so I'm going to find one that's a little bit more tourist friendly. Well, that's better. I'm in. I got positive confirmation that now is a good time to visit. I'm a little bit nervous about going in anywhere because it is very peaceful and quiet at the moment. Given how many selfies I've already been in, I don't think they mind too much videography. This place is beautiful. Probably breaking lots of rules, but I'm grabbing some food right outside the mosque from a street vendor. Obviously takeaways because we won't eat it until after 7 tonight. It's our last day in Banda Aceh. We've hired a scooter from our homestay. We've got to find our bus tickets and then we're going to go to Lo No and Lampurk Beach, which are about a 30-minute ride away. The last tourist attraction in Banda Aceh we haven't seen, we just rode past. It's called the Ganongan, and it's a pleasure garden built by the Sultan at the time for his bride, and this structure here is supposed to remind her of her neighborhood in the mountains.
We're at Loch Nah Beach, which is about 20 minutes drive out of Banda Aceh. It is absolutely deserted. There's all these restaurants and cafes along the water in little huts, but there's no one here.
And the next beach to the north is Lampurk Beach. This is the nicer looking beach, just as dead as the last one.
This place is beautiful and there is no one here.
It's not too rough, a little bit. Kel's going to keep an eye on me. I'm going to go for a swim. Very nice temperature. Right, looks like there might be some tropical rain on the way. Ah, it's just lovely. Very big surf out here. We are off. Banda Aceh has been tons of fun. The people are so friendly. There's lots of interesting things to see and do. Oh, those ladies in pink hijabs had an eye for a good photo. We actually looked great. I should have asked them to email it. Ah, it's just lovely. Very big surf out here. Beautiful tropical beach just out of Banda Aceh.